Hey guys, what is up? It's JRPG Bro here. We're playing some more Persona 5 Royal here. We're actually getting close to the back end of the palace. We're actually like literally at the very end here. Once we get past this portion, we should be preparing ourselves for the actual end of the palace. Like I said, this is the part of the palace that I absolutely and utterly despise, like with every ounce of my being.
Joker.
I actually strongly dislike this section of the palace. It's very easy for me to get lost. Oh, it's not just me. It's actually very easy as a whole to get lost in this section here. Partially because of the fact that it is a giant puzzle. This is literally several things here. We have to solve specific color patterns, color combinations to kind of unlock the path. And it gets a little bit more complicated as we proceed a little bit further here through the actual section here. Now, the last will seed is obviously going to be in this area, as we have not encountered it yet, which kind of creates another interesting scenario on its own right? So we do have to kind of figure everything out here as a whole. And like I said, I'm probably going to get easily lost here. We're going to end up looping around here. As you can see, the nice thing is that the mini-map kind of shows us what sections, which staircases we can take by having them being colored in fully. And if they're not fully colored in, that means we have to actually change the actual like setup here for how we can unlock them. That being said, it gets pretty complicated, because you can see here we only have the option for red. So we turn red off, that means cyan will be activated. They do give us the color things in the corner there on the thing, kind of giving us an idea for what colors we can make by turning on certain light combinations. And of course the lights on the actual thing will also show us where we're going as well. So yeah, that's what they're pretty much talking about right now. It like I said, it is a very frustrating section here. Some people probably would sit there and say, yo bro, I don't know what's wrong with you, you're pretty incompetent when it comes to, you know, fucking puzzles and shit. And I'll say, yeah, that's a possibility. I am pretty incompetent when it does come to puzzles, but at the same point in time, you know, it's the puzzles that get a little complicated at times. Like, I'm not saying this is the most complicated puzzle in the game, but for me, these little, like, you know, matching kind of things really do get a little overwhelming. Cool thing there is we did more technical damage because we did max out our technical damage by playing billiards. So playing billiards and darts does have its benefits as a whole. For those of you wondering why I would spend all those nights playing darts and billiards with our Phantom Thieves, that's why. We get an increase to our baton past damage and health restore, as well as getting that nice little boost back to our damage as well. Technical will do an increase by playing billiards. We can increase our technical damage. So that's a nice little thing if you do have free time at night to be able to do that. As you know, we did have that free time throughout the game. And if you're following a guide online, which, like I said, I strongly recommend using those because it does help you manage your time, especially if you're someone who's not very good at time management in these type of games. You want to be able to see everything. You don't want to have to spend another 100 hours to do everything. Use the guide and kind of follow along with it. It'll ensure that you actually do see as much of the game as possible in one go around. And for me, that's the ultimate goal in a Persona game. And I'm really looking forward to seeing if Atlas will do what I kind of think and hope they're doing. I see a lot of people begging for a Persona 5 Royal port on the Switch or PC. I don't see anyone asking for it on the Xbox, really, because in all honesty, when it comes to JRPGs and Xbox, it's not really a popular console for those kind of games, which is why, like, you know, Nintendo and Sony have all those JRPGs. Mainly Sony gets most of them. Nintendo gets the more kid-friendly ones. If you guys remember, way back in the day, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 was the home of pretty much all the high-quality JRPGs. For a while, SMT games were on PlayStation 2, Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, you know, all those games, Star Ocean, were all on PlayStation 2, not on Xbox. Maybe you had some on Nintendo, but nothing like crazy. now Nintendo gets some of them, and Sony still gets most of them. So if you're looking for playing JRPGs, your best bet is, PlayStation or a Nintendo Switch, and sometimes we get them on the PC. Persona 4 Golden was a surprise release on the PC. I'm expecting a Persona 3 port at some point this year because it's the 25th anniversary.
I may have thought
25th anniversary of Persona as a franchise, and it's also the 15th year anniversary for Persona 3. So I wouldn't be surprised if in June, July time period, we get that surprise release like we did with Golden. I'm looking forward to it. I really do want to play Persona 3 again, as much as I hate myself going from... literally what happened last year, we played Persona 5 Royal twice last year in 2020. And then I played Persona 4 Golden about 3 times. Golden's a significantly shorter game, by the way, in case you're wondering. This is like a 120, 130-hour game. Royal is. And then Golden's like a 70 to 80-hour type game, depending on your playstyle. And 3 is kind of following that same pattern. So keeping that in mind, playing, Golden 3 times last year, and Royal twice. That's 5 times playing a Persona game last year, and I didn't play 3. Yeah, I know, right? So I'm looking forward to getting a chance to actually playing 3 because my PlayStation Vita disappeared. I had Persona 3 Portable on it, but I don't want to play it on, the portable version. Don't have a copy of it on the PS2. And, I think I have it on the PS3 as part of the PS2 Classics. But we're going to hope to see what Atlas does. I mean, they did put Persona 5 Strikers on the PC as well. And, I don't think Persona 5 Royal is coming to any other console for a time being. Maybe either vanilla version of Persona 5, but, we'll have to wait and see what happens, what they do in the summer. Because I think that most of the stuff that they're going to do is in the summer, because they're getting ready for SMT Nocturne Remastered. And I think they're also working heavily on the other game that they're coming out with, SMT5. And I wouldn't be surprised if Persona 6 is already kind of in like a development, but we'll have to see. And we're going to continue wandering through this maze, by the way. We saw Sumeri reach level 87. So she's getting up there near that level where we want her to get. So we're slowly getting there.
Okay.
I can feel it.
Hey! Hey! We found a will seed. Let's grab it. What would you like to do?
Come! Izanagi no Okami Pikaro! Alright.
It's strong and guns won't help. Be careful.
What do you think you are? Persona! Could I?
That's the third will seed. I never would have guessed Dr. Maruki's desires would take this form.
Awesome. So now that we went and got that last will seed, now we're obviously going to get totally and utterly lost and get frustrated because of that. I'm not gonna lie though, getting lost here it's not that bad as a whole when it comes to getting lost in the palace, of course. But when it comes to a puzzle that you're already making progress through, it does get a little overwhelming and frustrating because like we're trying to get to you know, the end here. Not like saying, oh man, trying to get to the end of this palace here. We're trying to get to the end of this palace here. As much as I would love to just be like, yeah, it's going to be pretty easy. I don't know. This puzzle it's very annoying for me personally. But I mean, hopefully we'll be able to get through it pretty quickly without having to be driven crazy. I don't know. Let me see here. At least we found this treasure chest. Not that it's gonna be anything great. I don't know what a lot of these items do, to be honest. Like I play this game like a lot. A lot of the item systems kind of follow through. I think from SMT in the Persona. And a lot of the items and spells off the top of my head, just seeing the names, it doesn't really click exactly what they are and what they do exactly, which is kind of hilarious. You know, like I said, this is my third run with Royal. I've played Vanilla 5 3 times. I've played Persona 4 Golden at least 5 or 6 times total. Played regular Persona 4 about 1 or 2 times all together, and I still don't know like what everything is. And you can laugh at me and say, wow, you really don't know what you're talking about. But I mean, like, you know, it's just the way things are. I can still figure them out. You know, that's what menus are for, right?
I can feel it.
A treasure chest! Let's open it!
Alright, we're slowly getting there, or we're just ending up backtracking. I feel like that's what we're doing right now. Is we're doing a lot of backtracking at this moment in time, and as hilarious and frustrating as that is, it definitely does get a little on the frustrating side. That being said, I mean, like I said, the puzzles are not that bad in this game. They're not insanely hard either. It's just it's just annoying to get stuck at in a puzzle like this. I'm not gonna lie, man. Oof. We're gonna make some progress. We pull up the map here. We kind of have the idea of where we have to go in terms of the actual path. My problem here is I can't quite figure out where we're supposed to go in terms of to how to unlock it. That's the problem here. As you can see, there's a lot of the sections of the map here that are kind of locked off. You can see the boxes with the sections here, like to our right. On the main map, we can't go up there because it's not full. We can tell where we have that ladder-like thing. We'll be able to go up there, but it's really on the frustrating side. Trying to figure this out. We are going to get through it. I mean, we already have all the will seeds, so we are at the end here of the actual palace as a whole, which is amazing. We're gonna have some free time here. It looks like we're gonna probably have approximately maybe a week of free time in the game between, you know, when we get past this palace and getting into encountering Maruki, and that's gonna give us time. I think we're gonna get 2 more mementos requests, and we'll be able to just spend time however we want to. So that's a good sign here, but we gotta kind of get through this portion before we kind of jump ahead here, right? We are on the verge of a breakthrough here. I can feel it. I just have to kind of... I feel like I might have gone too far back at one point, or I went too far forward. Somewhere along the way, I kind of messed up, and it's really... Well, at least we got a new chest, and it's a locked chest, so it has to be something half decent. Let's see what we got here. I love Haru's reaction there. I still don't know where I'm going here. It's definitely a little on the frustrating side. We're actually so close. Did we get it? No, that's not it. And we're still fooling around with the bars here, trying to figure out where we're going as a whole. And it really is kind of funny how we can't figure out where we're supposed to go here. Alright, I'm just going to keep messing around with these different knobs until we get to where we're supposed to get, and once we get there, we'll be able to get to that last section here of this palace. And once we get to the last section, we should probably, I want to say, it should be once we get past this puzzle, it should be a pretty simple and straightforward way to the actual treasure. Now, of course, we're not going to be able to send a calling card like, you know, the next day and go steal Maruki's heart or whatever. This palace doesn't work like that. Much like Nijima's palace, it's going to function on a totally different like system here, where we kind of have to wait for a specific day to do it. We did get a deadline from Maruki to go through, and you know, we have a deadline, right? We have a deadline. He's going to meet with us, or we're going to confront him, or whatever. That's kind of like I said, how it was with Nijima's palace. Which there's nothing wrong with that as a whole. It really kind of adds more tension to it. If you could literally go through it in one day and then come back and be like, hey, here's your calling card, foo, and, you know, then do the thing, you know, it might make it feel a little weird because then you have all this extra time, or the game just ends kind of early. We've reached this, like, this palace is a very plot-heavy kind of palace, so it does have a very strong narrative that we kind of have to follow here. We're gonna get this, though. We are gonna get this, and we are gonna get through this actual palace here.
right.
Yes. It's safe here. Want to take a break?
We don't know what may be waiting for us. Let us explore carefully.
So, what brings you back here after all these years?
That's a comprehensive study on the research you tried to shut down all these years ago.
I know how to read. What I meant was, why are you bringing this to me now?
Oh, this is just a quick visit out of spite. I wanted to show you in person that I found the concrete evidence you had discontinued my research over.
So it appears. I'll admit you've impressed me on that point at least. But such praise does nothing now. All this discussion is in the past. Why can't you just let it stay there and move on?
No can do, Professor. Cognitive science has made too great an impact on this world to be abandoned like that.
What are you saying?
The psychotic breakdown incidents, the sudden changes of heart in adults that the Phantom Thieves claim to make. I'm nearly willing to call these events concrete evidence of cognitive science in action. How about you? And the one person pulling the strings in the background of this, Congressman Masayoshi Shido. He seems to be confessing to all sorts of crimes now that the Phantom Thieves have changed his heart. Years ago, Shido took notice of my research, stole it away from me, and made others develop it for his own gain. Not only that, he used cognitive science somehow to induce the politically motivated psychotic breakdowns. Now, you're heavily involved in that series of events, aren't you?
What are you planning on doing with me?
Oh, nothing at all. As I said before, I only came here out of spite. That paper, my work, is going to change the world.
Change the world? And where's the money for that? Where's the power to do it? You're no Shido. What can someone like you actually do?
That paper there's just the first step. I've learned how to change the cognition of not just an individual, but all of humanity. And I will do it. No matter how long it takes.
Yeah, enough of this drivel. Get out of my office and don't show your face here again, hear me?
What is this?
What's your problem now?
Huh? You don't see this? The sky just...
The time has come.
This voice...
The time is finally at hand. I am the other you, dwelling in the realm of mankind's hearts.
The other... me? Wait, the realm of mankind's hearts? Are you telling me that this realm is...
You may have no knowledge of it, but I have been at your side for much longer than our current meeting. Finally, your reality and the sea of hearts from which I came have truly become one in this moment. Now, The time for your unjustly persecuted ideology is at hand. I am thou. Thou art I.
That's it. I finally get it. To think it'd be so...
Hey, what are you mumbling about? I told you to get out!
Yes. I'll be on my way. Finally. Now I can finally...
Shido.
To think he was the one who stymied Dr. Maruki's research.
You know, I've been wondering ever since we saw the earlier video. Do you think there was some kind of connection between my mom's cognitive science research and Dr. Maruki's?
After he crushed Maruki's chance at researching the field, he had his own pawns do it for him instead. Although I doubt Shido's researchers knew anything about the subject in the way Maruki did. That sounds exactly like the kind of plan that man would scheme up.
That bastard! Wait, now's not the time to get pissed about that.
There's another thing about that video nobody's mentioned yet. That being that appeared near the end was most likely Maruki's persona. The sky did turn red like that. I wonder if that was the day we fought against the God of Control. Lady Lavenza did tell us that reality and mementos were merged together during that time. As you've all seen for yourselves, a full awakening to a persona can't happen unless you're within the metaverse. That would mean Maruki really did awaken to his persona in that video. And at the same time, he attained the ability to meddle with mementos, the cognition of the masses. So it is just as Lavenza had told us. The sheer number of coincidences necessary for this to happen is just...
At any rate, now we have a better grasp of past events. I'm fairly certain that was a memory Maruki wouldn't want us to have seen either.
Yeah. We don't have the time for these questions anyhow. Let's go.
I can see it.
Yes.
Persona!
Strong and immune to physical strikes?
You're
Brute
mine.
force won't work. Persona! Persona! How's this?
No!
You'll pay.
How's that? Hard work for both of us.
Go! Go! Power up!
Persona! Izanagi no Okami Pinkaro!
What the?
This is...
This appears to be quite the paradise. I assume Maruki's trying to convey that the world will turn into something like this if we allow him to abuse his research.
A paradise.
Wait, but this is a dead end, right? And we still haven't found the treasure.
Look again. The shimmery thing? No doubt about it. That's our treasure. That also means we've secured our route.
Alright, all we got left is send in the calling card. Oh wait, how are we supposed to do that this time?
That's right. Dr. Maruki's been here in the palace this entire time, hasn't he?
I'm sure Maruki's well aware that the Phantom Thieves send out their calling cards the day before their heists. Considering his actions up until now, I highly suspect he'll attempt to directly intervene in some way that day. My money's on him trying it with Joker.
Good point. In that case, I'll leave the calling card in your hands, Joker.
We could just set up an ambush and destroy him once he steps in our trap, too.
No way are we doing that!
Our goal in coming here is to return reality to its original state, not to beat up Dr. Maruki.
It was merely a joke. After all, you're all well aware that Maruki's influence on reality goes well beyond this palace. If we make the wrong move in here, we could get eliminated outside the palace, since we lack our personas there. It'd be a safer strategy to change Maruki's heart, just as you all wish.
We're finally changing his heart. If we steal Dr. Maruki's treasure, everything will go back to the way it was, right?
I don't know for sure, but most likely.
Yeah, of course.
We've all come so far. We can't just give up now.
We gotta stick to our own reality.
About the time limit. Dr. Maruki told you it was February 3rd, correct? Yeah, he isn't like anything we've faced before. We should get as strong as we can before that fight.
What would you like to do?